Mezahar TCG here, and today do we have a new best card in Riftbound? Showstopper or Freestopper? Jokes aside, we're going to be talking about the recent event drama with Savjz, if I'm pronouncing that right. It was in the Riftbound event in Las Vegas, I believe. And if we go over here to X, user JTCG is showing 3 instances of Savjz using Showstopper incorrectly, not paying the full power cost, or not recycling the rune. So we will go over that now. And I just want to be clear before watching these clips, I know nothing about Savjz. I've just seen him on X, and I watched the Turn Him Sideways podcast right before this, and he was one of the guests on there. So we assumed that he had some credibility and was a good standing with the TCG card community. So I'm not trying to throw any harassment his way at all. So please don't do that if you're going to do that. But I do think we need to be fair in this Riftbound community, and we need to call out some things that are pretty egregious. So let's watch the clip here. This is the first of 3. User J TCG here plays the Showstopper for 1, taps his rune but doesn't recycle. Anywhere does he recycle later? No, nowhere in the clip here does he recycle that. And then he's playing something else now, so he's already moved on. Second clip here. Okay, so you got to watch real close because he's playing it real quick. He's playing the set brawler, I believe. 5, recycle 1. And then immediately he plays the Showstopper right on top of it and doesn't even touch his runes after that. Still has this is the card right here, the one orange, the body rune. He needs to tap and recycle to play that. And this is the most egregious one out of all the cases in the 3 clips here, because as you see later on, he still has that one rune. In response to the Kaisa player dropping a falling star, he's going to play a unyielding spirit here in 1 second, which he normally shouldn't be able to play. Blocks all the damage, and pretty big tempo swing there.
Different modes. He does have the double
case of it right here. Immediately 1 rune for the Showstopper. Okay, right, but then he needs to recycle it. And just throughout the duration of this clip, he never recycles it. So Savjz has put out a response on X. And I did message Savjz. Well, I didn't actually message him. I reposted that clip and I said, Savjz, I tagged him, are you going to address this? And he DM'd me and he said, yeah, I'm just going to think about it. I'm going to get some sleep. And then in the morning, he was going to respond. And this is his morning response. So I'm not going to really read through all of this. But basically, he talks about 5 instances. We just went through 3. Which that's a pretty big mess up to have that happen 5 times for such a simple thing of tapping runes and recycling. That's like pretty common. You can't play a card without doing it. So I don't know how that's something that you really forget. So let's talk about the statement. Going into this, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I wasn't even going to make a video on this because I figured he would apologize and, just really try and take accountability for this. One of the things that in the book I think it's Win Friends and Influence People, basically what they talk about, when you're wrong and you do something wrong, the first thing you should do is apologize, and apologize quickly. And this doesn't really read like an apology. There is some hints to it right here. He says, I believe there is 1 instance where it could have possibly mattered. I mean, why are you talking about where it matters and where it shouldn't matter? Like, anywhere that you did it, you should have started here saying, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, I apologize, and I'm going to do better to make sure this never happens again. That's where you got to start. I mean, it takes him quite a bit before actually saying, I'm truly sorry. Like, look how far down this is. That's just my opinion. I don't think we should send any harassment his way or any hate. I do think that this wasn't a good apology, and just really not good enough, if I'm being honest. So, while we may never be truly able to tell if it was on accident or on purpose, I do think everybody deserves a second chance. But the Riftbound community has seemed to have spoken, and I don't know if that second chance comes today. So, our second addition to the free stopper list is going to be Savjz. So, why did I put him on the list of needing reformation, needing to be reformed? A couple things here. This was a tournament with a lot of money at stake, and by doing what he did, perceivably cheating, it could have taken money out of someone else's pocket, prize money from someone else who would have made the cut. And also, the integrity of the game is one of the highest things that we have to uphold, especially in the beginning here. While a lot of people are still learning, there can be mistakes, but a pattern of similar mistakes and something relatively easy to not do as far as using your runes to pay for cards, which is really simple. It just seems a little bit too hard to believe that this was just a mechanical error multiple times. On this channel, I just want to be fair towards Riftbound. Call things like I see them, tell you guys how I see it. So yeah, really, maybe one day both LS and Savjz can be welcomed back to the Riftbound community with open arms. It might take some time. They might need to prove themselves, but hopefully they can reform and come back and do great things. So wishing the best for both of them. Drama aside, Set actually has been doing really well in the meta. Showstopper, now an $81 card. So interesting. Alright, thanks for watching today's video, and Malzahar TCG, out.